Good morning, YouTube. Got another review for you guys. This time it's my personal car, actually my wife's car. It is a 2022 Audi SQ7. We didn't buy it brand new, we got it used, but right now as it sits, it has about 36,000 miles on it. We've had it for a little over 4 months now. So let me give you guys a little tour so you can see how it looks, see how it drives, and hear how it sounds, because it's awesome, especially with that 4-liter twin turbo V8 under the hood. Bam, here we go. 2022. The black sitting on the 21-inch wheels and the Continental tires on it. We bought it down in Florida, and the black exterior goes really well with the red interior. These seats are something else. Really comfortable, really soft. This leather steering wheel is also very great. So I'm going to start it up and let you guys hear how it sounds. Let's take a look under the hood. As I said before, this is a 4-liter twin turbo V8. Now the turbos are located within the V of the V8. This is a little different setup than what you would have inside the S8 or the S7, RS7, and all those other vehicles. This one is going to be similar to the SQ8 and the RSQ8 because the air intake for these are right under this hood shroud here. But this does have the LED headlights and the daytime running lights. Headlight washers located here. It does have adaptive cruise control. That's what those two things are right there. And you have your surround view camera. There's your front camera, and then your other cameras are going to be located around the side, under your mirror, and in the back. Now let's go ahead and take a look inside and see what we're working with. All right, now to go over every aspect of this vehicle. Over here you have your automatic headlights. This is also for your fog lights, but not really fog lights. So they are fog lights, but they show more of the view by lighting up your side peripherals once you activate this button. Now, this button will also not work while you have your high beams on. So if you activate this, you'll see more on the sides and less further ahead, so that way there's less glare on the road when it's raining. But if you activate your high beams will turn on, but this will deactivate once you do that. Up here you have your turn signals. You have your paddle shifters on the steering wheel. This will change your view on the menu. And then located right up under here is your cruise control. Now you'll know if you have adaptive cruise control if it has this button here. So this button here sets the distance between the front of your vehicle and the back of the vehicle in front of you. Let's turn this on. With the newer version of Audi's virtual cockpit, you have your digital dash right here. You have your 2 screens. The top one is going to be your infotainment, while the bottom one is going to be for your air conditioning controls. Now up here you have all of your information as far as your gas mileage, your consumption, your media sources, your phone connection, as well as your navigation. Now, all of this information can be displayed in a different way by pressing the view button. Once you press this button, it changes the display, and you can also scroll through everything to see all of your data. Now, as for the settings, you have all of your vehicle settings here. You have wireless Apple CarPlay. You have your radio, media, phone, navigation, your settings, your favorites, the vehicle settings, Apple CarPlay once again. If you have it enabled, it automatically detects the phone and connects. And then you have this last panel here for miscellaneous items. Now, if you go, this is the default screen. If you go over one more, this shows you a couple of quick tabs that you can take to get to what's currently playing and what's currently searched as your navigation destination, as well as your phone connection through Apple CarPlay. Here you have your source for your media, radio, satellite radio. Also here you have your Bluetooth, so since it was connected to my phone, it tried to play music from there. But Bluetooth is activated, but at the same time not activated, since Apple CarPlay is in effect. So you see here it says Bluetooth, no devices connected, but that's also because my Apple CarPlay is still connected for my phone, which is right here. You have phone, which, like I said before, is in Apple CarPlay mode, so it's not going to activate through here. It will activate through Apple CarPlay. If you want to enable your phone to connect through Bluetooth, you would simply just turn off your Apple CarPlay or disconnect it from there, which is using wireless Wi-Fi, and enable your Bluetooth to activate through the car's Audi MMI to connect your Bluetooth. And then lastly, you have your navigation. Down here, you have your climate controls to turn it on and off, but also you have a little tiny display up here. This is going to be your automatic stop-start, your hill control descent. This is going to be another menu that allows you to change some things. I'll show you in a second. This is for your garage, and this is to turn off the display. Down here, you can turn on your air conditioning controls. So we'll turn them on right here, and you can see this does have heated seats. This does not have the ventilated seats, but it does have the heated seats activated right here. And the sync. The one thing I don't like about these Audis is the fact that if you want to have the air recirculation on, which circulates the air through the passenger side cabin air filter, keeping your air internal, you have to press this button every single time. You have your defrost, traction control off, and then also your vehicle selection settings, which you can get through here. That show you there, or you can go to vehicle and go to Audi Drive Select, which will also bring up the same menu. Now I'm going to turn this off. This button right here will give you your heated steering wheel, your sync, your rear climate setting controls, and your maximum AC. This button here, though, will pull down a couple of your favorites if you have them stored. Down here, you have your automatic stop start. You have your parking assist. If I turn this on, all the cameras will turn on. I can go to 3D view, and you can see the surrounding area. In real time, as well as your top-down view over here. That's this button here. And this button here will show you your driver assistance settings. You can have it to maximum, individual, or basic. Further down here, you just have your electronic parking brake, your controls, cup holders, And then this cord here I have plugged into the dash camera, which I have rolling up there. This vehicle does have a big, huge panoramic sunroof. It goes all the way back. And it does have 3 rows of seating. Passenger side, same leather, same nice seats. Let's go to the rear. But before we do that, we have our lock, our seat settings, our window controls, as well as child safety settings. You have your side mirror controls, as well as defrost, and to fold in your mirror, and then your trunk release or opening button right here. These buttons here will activate your lumbar support, the height of it, and also if it comes out as much or goes in, and then your seat adjustment settings. Now, like I said before, this seat is set to my height. So I have plenty of room here. I am 5'7", and I can stretch out. And I have tons of headroom. Tons of headroom. So I don't foresee an issue with somebody who is like over 6 foot sitting right here. Now, as for the back seats, that's going to be a little different. Let's go take a look at the trunk, and then I will lift the seats up. So right now the seats are folded down. I do have this mat here. I can take this out real quick and show you guys what it looks like. Now these rear seats are electronic. The way you activate it is through these buttons right here. You'll bring them up, or you can put them down. You can also adjust the height of this vehicle, which I can show you up at the front, but this does have air ride suspension, so it can lower all the way down to the lowest setting or raise all the way up for off-road setting. So let's go ahead and pull this one up here. Now once you have it in the up position, you will have to pull the headrest up. So I will sit right back here. Let's get in there. All right, to get to the back, there's your lever right here. You're gonna have to pull this down, push this in, and lift this up. And it is assisted with this strut right here. So even if you are smaller or a child, as long as they can lift up the handle, they should be able to lift up the seat. And it is a little messy back here because of the children. But let me go ahead and sit right back here so you guys can see. So, let me pull this down. Now this seat right here is set as far back as it will go. And my legs are a little cramped. That leaves the front with as much room as is possible. If I move the front row up, I would have enough room to sit comfortably back here, because this one right here is the one that's pushing into my leg. But since this seat is forward a little bit, I have plenty of space to sit. Now, would I want to sit here very long? No. Am I comfortable enough? Yes. So maybe a little 10-20 minute road trip, going down the road, going to a restaurant, something like that. Not an issue to sit back here as a full-grown adult. If I had the option, I'd make the kids sit back here and I would sit up there. Now there is another way to activate your rear seats, and these are going to be the buttons here to raise and to lower. So if you didn't want to go all the way to the back to raise and lower these seats, you could do it simply from the passenger side doors. So let's go ahead and lower this, which you do have to pull the headrest down first, and it will lower. Now, one thing I did notice, if the front seats, these rear passenger seats, weren't as far back, then the headrest would be able to fold flat and forward on its own. So let's go ahead and close this up. And as I mentioned before, these seats do move forward. There is a lever down here. Pull that lever and you see the difference. About a good 3 inches or 4 inches of more knee room, leg room you would have back there in that third seat. So we're going to take it for a little drive and see how it does. Now, this vehicle does have quite a big gas tank. It is, I believe, 22 gallons. Most people don't buy vehicles like this just to get good gas mileage. And as you can see, we're averaging about 16. But I will say, on the highway, it does get exceptional gas mileage if you go around 72 miles an hour. If you go any more than that, you're probably going to get like 20 miles to the gallon, 21. But like I said before, that's not really the point of this vehicle. So let's go ahead and put it in sport mode for the transmission. We're going to take off this way since it's clear. Let's do 0 to 60. This is a very stout vehicle. It has 500 horsepower coming out of this V8. And with this adaptive lane cruise control, it is just really fun to drive and really simple to drive. You really don't feel the weight behind it until you go around a curve. But in a straight line, you would make anybody really feel what you have. Let's come out of this and accelerate. Quick, just quick. Now up here you have your sunroof controls. This is going to be for your shade, and this is going to be to actually control the opening and closing of the glass that's up here. This is going to be for your dome lights, and then this is going to be to turn on all of your lights once a door opens. Underneath here, you have your wireless charger for your cell phone. Also, within your cup holder, you are going to have a little slot right here for your key. So if you wanted to put it there, that's where you put it. One thing that I did do once I got this vehicle was ceramic coat the whole thing and paint corrected it. And as you can see, it's sparkling really nicely. The rain just sheets right off. The only issue I see with ceramic coating is if you don't dry your vehicle fast enough, then you will have drip spots like this. That, I mean, you can clean those off with a little bit of quick detailer, ceramic detailer, but those things are a little irritating. But it happens. It's so much easier to clean it once it's been paint corrected and ceramic coated. But that's it. If you like this kind of content, go ahead and please, if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and leave a comment below and stay tuned for the next video.